around 10 a.m., right when they're about to start doing their performances, with no explanation, all of these kids, one by one, just start dropping to the ground. Like, they all just start passing out. The numbers start getting astronomical. These kids, in like rows, all start to pass out.
Just the kids, though.
Just the kids, though. And even some of the babies were all just getting knocked out. TB4Y. Podcast is the podcast. Mikey,
hey,
how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That was actually a banger, huh? You
that
like that? You like that? You like that? Yeah. Yeah.
That was actually really good. Yeah, I like that very much,
Come
man.
on, bruh.
What's
What's
good?
up? What's going on with you, dog?
That was good.
I try.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah, man.
You know, might as well.
Yeah.
Something people can't take.
Some people can't steal from us. Some, you know what I mean? Some they can't replicate.
Yeah, there you go.
Because nobody got a voice like me, though.
Yeah, there you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. But
you know, I was actually finna be on American Idol.
You were.
Yeah. Well, something like it. Something like it.
No, I do. And you're not even joking.
I'm not even kidding right now.
Yeah, you're being dead ass.
I was actually gonna do that shit. And I actually made it like, you feel me? A cool little distance.
Got a callback.
Yeah, I got a callback and all that, bro.
Yeah, I do remember that.
All the homies was juiced for me type stuff.
Could have happened.
Yeah, could have happened. It was around my birthday too, which is interesting.
Man, what could have been?
What a dream.
You could have been the next David Archuleta.
You're so random. That's a random ass pool. This nigga said David Archuleta.
Hey, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
You remember when he went on iCarly?
I do remember that, yeah. Of course.
That was that era, man. They were
Of course,
just,
yeah, man.
Yeah. Before Kai Cenat, huh?
You know what's so funny, bro?
What?
I feel like the people who win those competitions
never really get famous.
For
yeah, they don't. I noticed that
It's
too.
always the runner-up who ends up getting hella famous.
Yeah, that is true. That is true because
David Archuleta didn't win. Yeah, it was like some other guy.
Yeah, some random dude. See, that's my point. We don't even know who the fuck this guy is. But he was the winner apparently.
I think his name was David too. I think his name was like David Cook or something.
Really?
I think so. I do think they have similar names or the same name. I don't know.
Whatever.
Who knows about that guy.
These people don't even know exactly who we're
they
talking
don't
about.
They don't know who
right
David Archuleta is.
Yeah, I was gonna say like some of these dudes are probably young as hell. Some of these girls are probably young as hell, so they don't know. But you showing your age for surely.
Go listen to David Archuleta.
Yeah. Don't show our age like that again, Mike.
Yeah, sorry. My fault.
But nah, speaking of age or anything like that, am I the only person that has never heard of the birthday effect?
The birthday effect. Is that like the thing where are you talking about like the siblings and stuff like that? Like the middle son, the oldest son, and the youngest kid, like they'll have different, you know what I'm saying?
What? Different what?
Like different personalities based on like
their birthday?
Yeah, their birth.
No.
Like their order of birth pretty much. Is that thing?
No.
Okay,
this is actually insane. I didn't even know this, but it kind of makes sense to me of why it would be, but there's a lot of studies that proves you are way more likely to die around or on your birthday. Yeah, which is hella interesting. And I don't know if anybody in here is born on this specific day, but I'm sorry to scare you. They even said it super skyrockets for people that are born on February 29th.
Really?
Yes, there's a lot of studies that show people that are born on February 29th. Do you know anybody born February 29th?
I think I do.
Really?
Yeah, I think I do know people born or around that time for sure. Around that time for sure, I know people that were born around that time.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is. But
it's that specific day.
It's that specific day for that one. For February 29th, a lot more people, and there's a lot of studies that show this. The numbers just skyrocket for people that are born February 29th that die on their birthday.
So does that count for the people that are born on the leap year day?
That's a leap year day?
Well, no, the 30th is the leap year day. You
know
what I'm saying? But like, you know, sometimes it doesn't have that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I never thought about that. I have no idea. I forgot that.
Some people would just celebrate the 29th as their birthday.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's what I seen, which is super freaking weird. And there were just like all these studies that would show that. And there are some like kind of contradicting studies in different areas, like in Germany or wherever the other places are. They will kind of have similar studies, but it just says different things where some things will be like swapped. Because in Germany, they'll say like you're just more likely to die in like autumn or something like that. Most people are more likely to die around that time. But what really shocked me about the studies that have been taken pretty much everywhere is they've noticed that usually for men, it will usually be the day of or the week before their birthday. And then for women, it will be the day of or the week after their birthday. Yeah.
That they'll die. Which is super interesting. And it's always like that, where it's usually men is the week before and women is the week after. That's so weird. And this is for specifically that day, February 29th?
For February, yeah. Which is super
so
freaking weird. And this is where it gets crazy is it's even more condensed. I didn't know this. I don't know why. For some reason, it's even more condensed when it's MLB players.
What?
I'm not even kidding. Specifically, baseball players, Major League Baseball players. Yeah, a lot of them die on their birthday or the week coming up to it.
That is so random.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of MLB players that died on their birthday.
Around their birthday, and it ties right into the same thing I was saying with the whole February thing. It's always a week before for men.
Whoa.
Or the day of. It's never. It's usually not a week after. It's super small amount of men that will probably happen to.
So I'll die probably a week before your
birthday. Yeah, you're probably like your 80th birthday or whatever. You probably might just croak right there.
Really?
Yeah, more than likely, yes. All of us.
That is so weird.
You know, it just kind of makes shit eerie a little bit because you're like, holy crap. And a large portion of men, they also call it the seasonal blues or like the birthday blues, I think that's what they call it. A lot of guys, they also will just, this is a part of the number as well, is a lot of them will usually commit suicide on their birthday. And it's usually, I don't know what it is. Either it's like they're kind of just feeling like, damn, there's so much stuff in my life that's bad, and today's my birthday, it just feels weird. I might as well just get it done today.
Yeah.
You know, but the other ones are just kind of like natural causes.
No, that's so strange. And the fact that it happens a lot.
Yes.
I mean,
enough to make all these statistics.
I mean, like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I know anyone who died a week before or on their birthday.
Well, let's think about all the people that we've lost.
I am thinking about it, and I don't know if I know anyone that died, a week or around their birthday, to be honest with you. Like, or maybe I'm just
maybe we just don't remember the date that they passed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about like my grandpa and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't think he died around his birthday. But to be honest with you, I don't even know my grandpa's birthday.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So it's kind of one of those, because like I was just thinking about my grandma right now, and I was just like, it was like I know it was like in October when it happened, but I don't remember my grandma's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's so strange.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments.
Wait, like your dad? Did your dad die around his birthday?
I don't.
You don't know your dad's birthday?
No, I do know my dad's birthday, but I don't remember the month exactly that he passed.
Died.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is it was pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty damn close. I'm not gonna cap, but I don't know if it was the week before. I think it was maybe like the month before.
Yeah, cause we have a homie that his grandpa died like the week before his birthday.
Really?
But I don't know if that has anything to do with with that thing, because it has nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
because he's not the one who died. But that's like the closest thing that I could think of is like his grandpa died a week before his birthday. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's a
weird connection with the
you know what I'm saying. I don't know if that's connected to that.
Yeah,
that's just.
But that is interesting.
That's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, now I'm really thinking about it. I'm just like, damn. Okay, I've known a lot of people that passed, but it's like I don't really. I would need to know the numbers to be able to calculate that. You know what I mean? But based off these statistics, bro, from around the world, that's what they've noticed. So I don't know. And then for some reason, February 29th is like doomsday for a lot of people. So I'm sorry for anybody born February 29th out there.
My fellow Pisces, bro, watch out.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, let us know what you guys think about that. I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's scary.
People have been talking about this for a long ass time. So, yeah, I just saw all these numbers and I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That's a little bit hard to believe, to be honest. I don't know.
You think so?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, I do believe, especially you were saying like the MLB players, you could probably find
a lot of them
with it, but it's hard for me to believe because personally I haven't seen or heard of that in my own personal circle.
I get what you mean.
I can like pinpoint like, that happened to my grandpa.
I get
or whatever,
what you mean though, but it's like this, right? That's like saying, okay, what's another example? Like, I don't even know what to say right now, but
like
there's so many things. I was just gonna say, there's so many things where it's like if somebody just says, well, I've never experienced it, so it's harder to believe.
Yeah, because it's like I've never seen,
you've never had a paranormal
but
encounter.
I don't
specifically.
I don't less believe that, or even religious type stuff, or aliens or whatever. It's like me personally, I've never seen something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna make me believe in that stuff less.
Yeah.
Same thing with this, where it's like I do believe in it.
But you don't.
But I'm a little bit.
Have it.
Yeah, it's never happened to me, or I've never seen it like firsthand.
Yeah.
So it's like
there's always going to be that skepticism of it. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But speaking of something that's hard to believe, bro, and bringing up aliens and stuff.
Yeah.
This family has the weirdest case of aliens, and it's super famous.
Yeah.
And I've never even heard about this. This happened in Kentucky in 1955. Most people know this story as the Hopkinsville Goblins, and it's happened in 1955. There was a group of adults. They were all mostly family that were in this little house in Hopkinsville in Kentucky in 1955. There were 6 adults and 4 kids. So there's 11 people in total in this house. They don't even have like radios and all like this. It's super back in the days where to even get like water, they had to go to like a well outside.
Oh man, so yeah, technology was limited for sure.
Yeah, and one of the guys who was at the house at the time went outside to go get some water. One of the dudes who was at the house at the time decided to go outside and get a bucket of water or something. As he's outside, he says that he sees a spaceship landing in the distance. Almost like in their neighbor's field or something. And he runs inside, freaked out, tells everybody inside, like, dude, I just seen a spaceship outside, you know?
Yeah.
And the people inside are kind of like, bro, like,
yeah, whatever.
You're tweaking, bro.
Yeah.
Get about it. You're like, you're wilding. An hour passes by. They start hearing their dog outside barking and going crazy.
Oh my God.
So the dude who's seen the spaceship, and I think it was his brother-in-law or something.
They go to it?
They go outside to go investigate, like, what's going on. What they see is actually insane. According to them, they said that they seen coming out of the forest were these 3-foot-tall beings. Their skin was
white,
like silver or white, to the point where they almost looked like they were glowing. They had like beady little yellow eyes that glue up. They said that their torsos were like super like muscular looking, but their arms and their legs were hella like flimsy and weak. And that their arms are so long that it looked like it could drag on the floor. But the thing about these creatures, they weren't even walking. They were almost
like
floating.
gliding?
Yes, like on the air.
What?
And they said that they go inside, right? They're like, what the fuck is that? They go inside. As they go inside, one of them starts coming up to the door. One of the creatures starts coming up to the door, and he has his hands up like this. So they instantly pull out a shotgun, bah, shoot that little creature.
Kill it.
They said that as they shot it, like it almost looks like it falls back and like it disappeared or like it just bounced back up. After they shoot, they start noticing more of them coming out of the trees.
More than the 3?
More than just the one that they seen. More of them start coming out of the trees. So they're instantly, all the dudes in the house start just getting guns and start shooting at these creatures that they see.
Yeah.
They see one running into the forest and it climbs onto this tree. So they go after and they chase after this thing. They shoot at it. And as they shoot it, they turn back to their house and they see there's like a bunch of them on the roof of their house.
What is a bunch of them? Like
5 of them or something.
What?
That were like on top of their roof.
Yeah.
So they get everyone in the house. They fill up 2 cars and they go to the police station because they're freaking out, right?
Yeah.
They go to the police station. They pretty much tell the police like what was happening. And the entire time they're all freaking out. They even had like a doctor with them at the time. And they said that the dude's heartbeats were over like 140 beats per minute or something like that, which is like insane for like a regular human.
Yeah,
you know?
nah, facts.
Everyone in the family had the same exact story. Even the kids were all like, yeah, we seen this. Like we seen these creatures.
Yeah.
The police come. They don't see these creatures. The creatures are gone.
Yeah.
But they see hella of the bullet casings all over the place. So they were shooting at something.
Yeah.
And the family was not drunk. They weren't off drugs or anything like that. They were all sober this night. And the weird thing about it is the creatures went away and there's like no trace of these creatures pretty much
being there.
But this family is dead set on
that all went down that night.
That all went down that night. And even to the point where a lot of neighbors supposedly seen or heard the spaceship landing.
Okay, and they came and said the same thing. Like they were just like, okay, look, we didn't see anything.
They
but
heard the gunshots and
stuff.
Yes, they heard all the stuff that was going on in their neighbor's house, pretty much.
So they're sitting there like, first we heard this weird noise,
and then we heard hella gunshots.
And we heard a bunch of gunshots happening.
Yeah. The reason why I kind of believe this, but kind of don't, it makes me not believe because there is no trace of the aliens or whatever. But like they even said like they were like floating, so they wouldn't leave any footsteps behind or anything.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? These little creatures, were so tiny, I guess, that they wouldn't leave any like claw marks or whatever.
Yeah. Who even knows if they had claws?
Exactly. And the family didn't want to get famous from this story. So after the story had went, like, bro, it got super popular.
That makes it a little bit more believable to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. That's what makes it more believable to me, that the family didn't want to get famous
they're
off
not
of
doing
this.
Press tours and
exactly.
stuff.
But it went super, I guess, viral for the time. And was all like people were coming like crazy to this
interview them.
house to come see the house, to come see the little green man or whatever, right? Everyone was calling the little green man, even though the family said they were gray.
Yeah.
They give like, you know, little drawings of what these little creatures look like. And for anyone who plays Pokemon, there's a Pokemon named Sableye, which is also, they got inspired by these creatures from this family.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what they used the inspiration for the Pokemon Sableye. Is this family story of these aliens? Yeah.
Wow, I'll put it up on the screen.
So the way Sableye looks, you know, little guy, little like gem-looking eyes, big hair, you know, like this pointy ears and stuff. That's exactly how this family described these aliens.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, but the entire time, you know, like a lot of news people were coming, like lines up down the street to come to this house. The entire family, the family was just calling the police, telling them like, bro, get all these people out of here. Like, they didn't want to have anything to do with that.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why I kind of believe it.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little bit believable to me, because it's like, why wouldn't you want the coverage?
Yeah, and also the fact that the police seen that they were shooken up about something.
Yeah, and their heart rate was crazy.
Like, there's no way that they would just...
Yeah, they're all just tweaking. The whole family just tweaking. See,
they weren't drunk. They weren't off drugs, nothing.
Because the kids are not going to be drunk.
Yes, even the kids,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, even the kids believed it.
So, see, that's where I just go like this, right? I can just say... Well, I mean, dude, I've never seen any alien stuff. Why hasn't this happened to me? Why doesn't this happen all the time? Where are these aliens now? We could ask all these type of questions, bro, but I just think there are some things on Earth that we'll probably never be able to really explain.
At all.
And the worst part is, I get it. I know what a couple people are going to be like, but why do these things want to be hidden so much? Yeah. It does always make me think that. But then again, it's like, if these creatures are smarter than us, why would they want everybody to just know that they out here?
Yeah, and like the interviews, they had interviews with the family, and the family were kind of like, you know, now that we think about it, they weren't even violent for us.
Yeah.
They kind of just walked up on us.
The fact that bro damn near came and knocked on the door.
You know what I'm saying? Damn near with his hands up. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn near showing that he's not a threat, and they instantly just started just busting at them. You know what I mean?
But that's the American way, though.
Exactly. There we go, baby. And after the police left, an hour after the police left, I think the woman who owned the house said that she was sleeping. And as she was sleeping, she said she woke up for some reason in the night. And she said that she seen one staring at her while she was sleeping.
Like through her window?
Through her window, yeah.
Dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe they're just like observers or something.
I was gonna say, no, I think that's what it is. Like, for all the people that think that aliens are gonna come through blasting and, you know, wanting to probe us and freaking peel our cap off and dig into our brain. And
I think they're like nature documentaries.
I was gonna say,
I think
they just want to watch. Like, kind of like how we'll just go and then it's like, because think about it, to a bear or something, we're just aliens. It's like, what the hell are these naked creatures doing? Just watching us,
staring at us.
I'm just eating a fish right now.
Yeah.
What the hell do you want?
I'm sure that's what penguins feel like.
Penguins or all. Yeah, I think they all kind of look at us like that. Like, we're these otherworldly beings. We look super strange to them. They're like, look at their arms and like,
exactly.
Their skin is it's just so bare, and you know what I mean. I think that's kind of what they are too. Like, they'll just come through. They don't really want to get caught. They'll be from a distance. They'll do their little stuff, and sometimes they get caught.
Yeah.
That's just how I see
this one, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that makes a lot more sense to me. That they could just be like, they're like watchers.
Yeah, we're just chilling. We just want to see what goes on in 1955 in Kentucky, in America. You know what I mean? This also weird, like, why that place of all places?
That's what I mean.
You know
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I think too? Because people said, and it could go either way. People were like, why was there way more alien sightings back in the day than there is now? I guess, but because it seems like, you know, the alien sightings were freaking left and right back in the day.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe it's because of the time it was in.
Yeah, maybe they
less technology. It was less all that. So they were like, bro, what are they gonna do? Take a picture of me?
Yeah, I think they kind of know. I think they don't want to get caught by us, or they don't want to be seen by us. Because I think they're obviously way smarter than us if there are aliens.
Yeah, bro,
and I think they know that if it's, you know, like wildly known what we are, you know what I mean? The aliens are gonna know, like, it's going to cause crazy mass hysteria.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, with this whole community.
We're going to lose our minds. Earth. Yeah, we're going to lose our minds. Look how we treat people that are different from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think that they kind of knew, like, back in the days, it was like, you know, even if we do get caught, they're not going to believe these people.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think they already understood that.
Like, yeah, and I think nowadays they're kind of like, okay, these little fucking monkeys got really evolved.
I mean, they're starting to believe a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they figured a lot of stuff out, and they're able to do things where they could capture images of us and stuff
like
easily.
HD.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, HD.
Maybe a lot of the aliens were kind of like, Yeah, hold off on the visits, bro.
Yeah.
If y'all going, bro, like make sure you guys go somewhere where it's really out of the way.
Yeah, like, bro, use the Predator cloak device, bro. Use that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you're not gonna be seeing
yeah,
shit,
exactly.
You know, but yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. And let me just say this before I even go into my next thing. Where do you think these things even are coming from?
I don't know.
Do you think it's like another galaxy? Or do you think it's like one of these other outside planets, like one of these exoplanets, and they just live in there? Or?
Maybe.
Because,
maybe
bro,
it's
that's
somewhere,
a trip.
Yeah, maybe it's somewhere like super far out the reach that we can't even, fathom getting into.
You think in our galaxy or different?
I think it might be in our, like, the outskirts of our galaxy or something.
Yeah.
Wow. But I don't know, because it's...
Because there is other life forms out there.
Yeah, for sure. There has to be. There has to be.
Yeah.
And there are stuff in space that's unexplainable. Like recently, I don't know if you've seen like the Voyager 2 hit a wall in space recently.
What?
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean? Hit a wall?
Dude, I don't know exactly, but, and I guess it's kind of technically not a wall, but it damn near is a wall.
Force field or like a barrier?
It's like a thing of heat that is so thick, it almost makes like a wall thing.
So it's solid.
Damn near. Not super solid, but it's like hard to get into. And I guess I don't know if it's the Voyager 1 or Voyager 2, whatever's out there.
Yeah.
Recently hit the wall. And a lot of scientists at NASA are kind of like, what the hell is this?
So we just discovered some new shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that thing is far out there, dude.
Yeah, it's super far out there.
That's weird.
Technically, it's not a wall, but it is a wall. Because it's something we can't get through. Like, the Voyager, I guess the Voyager could kind of slowly get through it.
Yeah.
But if there was anybody in that ship,
you're cooked.
You're cooked.
Yeah, bro. That's
so it is pretty much a wall, to be honest with you. So there damn near is a wall in space.
I never heard about this.
This recently just happened.
Really?
Probably like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I seen this recently.
Bro, that's fucking weird. What is that?
So whatever these creatures are,
they're able to just smoothly get through it like butter.
Yeah, they're able to get through stuff like that.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, bro, so these things could just enslave us if they want to,
For
bro.
sure.
Because if you have technology to be doing all this type of stuff, and then on top of what you just said, bro, you guys are cool going through these things too. Maybe because you're tech.
Yeah.
Or maybe because just your body.
The way you're
you're built.
And I mean, this family specifically, the aliens that they seen supposedly, it wouldn't make sense that they are able to pass through a wall of heat if this wall has been here for a while, because they're short, little, compact guys.
That actually does make sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you mean. That actually does make sense.
And most aliens are compact little guys.
Yeah. Bro, can I be real? That's so interesting. So then it's like, I wonder, like, and this is my theory. I think aliens, those little guys, they're probably heavy as.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you probably can't even lift them.
Yeah, they're for sure dense as hell.
You know, or you got to be one of these strong men, that go into competitions.
Yeah.
All these guys.
Lift the big old balls and stuff.
And swing them and, do all this with the kettlebell. And,
exactly. Because, the one thing that I think is weird about alien sightings or aliens or whatever, it feels like no one ever sees the same ones. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. It always seems like it's different. It's like you'll hear this story over here, and it'll be like,
tall gray aliens.
Tall gray aliens with black eyes.
Yeah, I've seen these little gray. I've seen these little silver aliens.
Yeah, it's like
I've seen this little green guy. Yeah, it's like, what is that?
Yeah,
are they different creatures that just happen?
You know what I think it is?
And
I think it's kind of like the Yausha.
Yeah, like there's like different.
They all look the same. Like they all have the dreads. They all have this, but they all have different colorways from different.
That makes sense.
Places.
Different textures and stuff because they're from different parts of the planet.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking. Because it's kind of like a predator thing.
That does make sense. Like they are technically the same species, but they all just is like. It's damn near
it's
like
kind of like us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you'll go to like certain parts of Africa and there's like people that are freaking huge, hella tall, and then you'll go to like China and there's like little Chinese dudes and stuff, and then you go to like
Mexico. There's little brown dudes. And stuff.
You know what I mean?
No, actually, that does make sense. They are. Yeah. They're really like us, where they come in different sizes and colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that actually makes more sense than there's different species,
planets and all this. Yeah,
that come and they always come and just watch us for some reason.
Because then it wouldn't make sense because it's like, okay, well, you guys are from over here, like fucking Xenon 3, and then you guys are from Kepler 5, and it's like,
Why do you guys all come watch us?
Why do you guys all come watch us? And why do you guys all kind of look alike?
Yeah.
It's just that this one's gray and tall, and this one's green and small.
Yeah, but they're all from Xenon 5.
Yeah, but they're all from the same. That's what I'm thinking.
They're all just from different parts of Xenon 5.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
You know, like there's the ones down here from the colder climate.
Yeah. Those are the little silver small
those are
guys.
The little like grayer kind of colored guys like that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You know, and I think they all have different jobs as well. Maybe you know, like they're like, all right, you guys go to these certain planets, whatever we'll do, and then the ones we don't see are the ones that don't come to our planet because they're meant to go somewhere else. They're like, oh yeah, go mine for crystals and fucking.
You think aliens are racist against each other?
Yeah. I think they'll sit there and be like, they probably look at each other and be like, you know what I mean? I think they definitely are, bro, a little bit. I think racism is universal.
Yeah.
You know? They look at the grays.
Like, I'm thinking about
the grays.
Like, yeah. They think they do that.
Gray bastard.
Think about us like this is fucked up.
Go ahead, bro. Just say it. Keep it real.
Why don't we ever see or images of like darker skinned
aliens? I know it's true, huh?
They're always like gray,
green,
white.
Yeah. You'll never see an alien that's like.
Why aren't there no brown aliens?
Yeah. Why aren't there any black aliens?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're already here. I'm sorry, I was fucked up. You walked me into that.
That was good.
You laid me up.
I did. I threw it up. For surely. That's
you laid me up with that one.
No, that was good.
But no, for real though.
I know what you mean though. Yeah.
Why don't we see any brown or black aliens with crazy beady little eyes?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. I mean, because you don't hear too many stories of like purple or blue.
Yeah.
It's like it's usually just. I think it's because those just don't seem as more believable. To be honest with you, and I think some of the people that do hoax stories, they're never gonna go for like the blue or the purple or I seen these red little guys came down. It's like red, really.
That makes sense.
You can't imagine something with red skin.
But
you can barely imagine something with green. Like green is kind of more like okay, because that's the traditional alien that we've always seen in movies and shows and whatever.
And I think green and gray or white is more believable because we have animals with those skin colors.
I was gonna say we don't have animals with red skin.
Well, like geckos and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
certain lizards and stuff do have red skin and blue skin and stuff.
We actually do got some crazy shit on here.
We do got aliens already on the planet.
Yeah, we do. To be honest, so I don't know.
Freaky
This is very interesting. I don't know what I think about this story. I kind of believe it after the minute you told me they didn't want coverage. Yeah, that made it more believable to me because like all the events of it are like so freaking movie. Like all the aliens was coming to our house and whoop-de-whoop. It's so crazy to me.
The only thing is about them wanting coverage, and this is where I'm kind of like, okay, maybe this was a little weird.
Yeah.
The only member of the family who wanted coverage was the guy who seen the spaceship first. He had set up like down the street from the house, like a little.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Like a little booth saying like here's my tell-all or whatever. Come take pictures with me or whatever.
That kind of makes sense.
But the rest of the family didn't want no part of that. They're like, bro, get up out of here with all that.
Yeah. See, that's what kind of makes it more believable because it's like this, right?
He's the guy who's seen it.
No, not even just that. In what case, bro, let's be honest, right? Let's say we all, me, you, and a couple of the homies, we all got chased by the actual Jason Voorhees. It's like,
somebody's going
to want to tell the story, dog. We're not all just going to be hella shooken up and be like, I don't want to talk about Jason. It was too much. And we were at this camp and we're hella like, nah, bro. One of the homies is going to be like this. I mean, look, if y'all like Friday the 13th, baby, I'm the fucking article, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Come and talk to me about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I actually came down with a saw and hit him in his neck.
Yeah, for sure.
I came down with an axe and got him. I got us up out of there. I got us on the boat. He jumped in the water trying to get us. You know what I mean? There's going to be one homie that wants to tell the story, you know?
For sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. That's so strange, and I can't really explain that.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows if they're really being truthful or if it was all just a hoax,
Just speaking of things that cannot be explained as well, this incident affected over 300 kids. And till this day, nobody knows what the hell this was. In the summer of 1980, these kids in England were supposed to be doing a performance for like this jazz competition that they were doing it was like this annual thing that they would do. All their parents are attending, a bunch of families are all there, and the kids are getting ready to compete. Around 10 a.m., right when they're about to start doing their performances, with no explanation, all of these kids, one by one, just start dropping to the ground. Like, they all just start passing out. Everybody's just super confused, like, what the hell is even happening? The numbers start getting astronomical. These kids, in, like, rows, just all start to pass out. And even some of the babies that were attending the show with their parents, like they're holding and shit, were all just getting knocked out. which is super freaking weird. And nobody knew what was happening. And the minute it got up to like the 300s, because it was around like 3 to 400 kids, all just passed out during this performance, they instantly were just like, okay, bro, we got to do something about this. We got to like call the police or whatever the case may be. So they call the authorities. Authorities end up coming through. They end up bringing like ambulances and people like that. Yeah. And they had to take in 259 of these people that didn't wake up from it. Because a couple other people woke up from it out of the maybe about 100 kids end up waking up and stuff like that. And they took them to 4 different hospitals that were nearby. So these hospitals were filled up with people that day. Dude, the crazy thing about it was they all had these weird symptoms that they still don't know what the hell happened to them. Hell of the kids reported feeling dizzy. Half of them were like throwing up and stuff like that. They said they felt like their arms and legs had no bones in them. That's how they all said they felt. And they just passed out and didn't remember anything. After that situation happened, a bunch of people started going over there to like see what was happening. So they were like, okay, maybe it was like a gas leak or something like that, because they're trying to just find an explanation. There was no gas leak. They looked through the whole area. They even had scientists come through and check it out and see, like, was there something wrong with, like, you know, the stage, the area? Was it the lights? Was it this? Like, what could have done this to these kids? They even looked at what all the kids ate that day to try to see if it was food poisoning, right? They went through every explanation possible, and it was none of those.
See, the thing that doesn't make sense, like, even if it was a gas leak, why only affected the kids? Why didn't any parents pass out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and I'm pretty sure it might have been like maybe a couple parents, but it was all kids.
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? And to this day, they still don't know what that was in 1980s.
It was some fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz kid go to sleepinator or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this, and
that's
nobody
so
else.
Weird.
Yeah, nobody else knows how to explain this either. All of these kids just got knocked out for like I don't even know how long, and then they all had to go to the hospital. Yeah, I don't think anybody died though. Not that I'm.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I could be wrong, but from my knowledge, nobody died.
Well, I mean, some kid for sure bumped their head something crazy when they fell. You know what I'm saying?
Surely. Yeah, because some of them didn't wake up for a while. You feel what I'm saying?
Some kid for sure got head trauma from that.
Oh yeah, probably fell back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
did one of those.
That. Yeah, bro.
Maybe a kid fell off a stage or something.
Yeah, you feel me? So to this day, they don't know what that is.
So crazy.
And they did so much research to figure it out.
And they never even came close to like maybe this is what it was. Nothing like that.
No, the only thing that they said it could have been, but you see what I mean? Like they just kept feeling like it was such an outlandish theory that it was like I don't know.
Even babies?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even the babies were passing out.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but it was like all they thought was maybe it was some type of leakage of like gas or something, but they didn't find any information of that.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's like, why would the mother still be awake?
You know, one thing that actually, I'm thinking maybe it was like the lights.
You think so?
Maybe the lighting.
Why would it just get the kids?
Because, like, you know, maybe there's a certain, like...
frequency or something?
Not frequency, but, like, a certain...
hue?
Yeah, a certain hue of a light that doesn't really affect adult eyes.
Yeah.
But it messes with, like, a kid's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
I know which one. I know which hue affects the adult eyes. Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Shout out to Hugh Jackman.
Maybe Hugh Hefner.
There's another one.
Yeah, there we go. There's one.
2 hues.
Yeah, there we go. That's one right there. Huh? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it was the lighting.
Maybe.
That made the kids kind of, you know.
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I doubt it. Me personally. But I see what you try to do, though. You try to make a theory that could work.
You know, maybe a part of the play had, like, the lights flashing hella crazy.
Yeah, they just comatose all the kids.
You know, some Pokemon shit. You know what I'm saying? Where it made the kids, you know, all pass out, whatever. But why the babies? It could have
been that. But, yeah, that's what I mean. Why the babies?
That's so weird.
So that's what kind of makes it a little bit weirder of, like, what was that day?
No, that's crazy, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what this could be, but that kind of makes a lot more sense to me that it could have been maybe like the Pokemon thing.
Like the flashing lights.
There might have been a couple flashing lights that got most of the kids, and then maybe like a baby probably looked up like, yeah. And some of the babies got hit by the same ray, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know, dude. That's so strange, it's super strange. And that's what I mean. It's like there's some things in life we're just not going to be able to explain. You know, like it's like the dancing plague or the laughing plague and all these other things. It's like this jazz competition just had this weird phenomenon thing that just happened to them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I hear these situations, I always be like, thank God I'm not a part of that. Where like I just get hit with the ray too. of whatever it is.
Now
you know
you're
what
in
I
some
mean?
hospital,
Yeah.
dizzy as hell.
Oh, me. Or I'm sitting there
gummy
fucking-
worm arms and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're like, what the hell just happened to me?
You feel what I'm saying? Or I'm fucking dancing. And I don't even know what I'm doing and shit.
Yeah, or
It's
just
like,
laughing
yeah.
hysterically like a psycho or something.
Yeah, I'm cool. Like, I'm glad we don't have any crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, that's so. Because how do you even explain that happening to you? You know, like if that happened to you, it's like you're like, dude, I don't know what just happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, what
the
do I
fuck
do?
do I say
How
about
do I
this?
live the rest of my life now? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like knowing that this crazy phenomenon
Just happened to me.
and a group of my friends or whatever.
Yeah, and we all got to live with that.
And there's no way that anyone could explain what happened to us.
That would make me way more scared. Is that like after I wake up and then we're at the hospital and then the doctor's just like, yeah, you know, it looks like you had a bit of a tummy ache and you know, you were vomiting and you know, you hit your head a little bit, but you should be fine. There's nothing else wrong with you. And I'm like, yeah, man, but like I'm talking to my mom and dad. Mom, Dad, what happened?
It's like no one knows.
And your mom and dad, they don't know what to tell you. They're just like, well, you and a couple of the kids got sick, honey. Sick from what?
And a couple,
And we all ate different food. You packed my lunch.
Mom,
Mom
there
and
was
dad-
300
yeah.
kids that
I'm
passed
like,
out.
There was over 300 kids that passed out, Mom. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to start talking like a grown-ass man immediately. Like, I've been through some shit.
No,
What are you talking
no,
about,
for
dude?
real, dude.
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense to me. I don't know.
Jesus, man. Yeah, now that's one of those things, bro, where there's so many mysteries in the world that it's
Yeah.
like, how do you even explain something like that? How do you live the rest of your life knowing that something unexplainable happened to you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you just have to sit there and deal with it.
Dude, that's so insane, man.
Yeah.
Bro, speaking of something unexplainable happening to a kid, bro, this next story is so crazy, bro. This kid, the rest of his life got flipped upside down, dude. Like, I feel so bad for this poor kid that happened in Mexico. This happened in 2012. It's about this little boy named Fernando. And at the time, I think he was around 5 years old, maybe. His mom and the rest of his family were psycho. They were crazy. His mom, his aunt, his uncle, his grandma, damn near, they were all crazy. For some reason, during this time in 2012, and I think it might have something to do with the whole Mayan calendar ending, because now I'm thinking about this happening in 2012 when the whole thing was crazy.
Yeah.
His family thought the world was ending.
In 2012.
In 2012. For like 4 days straight, his family were praying to God, pretty much to stop these earthquakes that were going to happen, right?
Yeah.
While they were praying, the mom was telling them to like, keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Throughout this session of them praying, 4 days straight, this little boy got a little bit scared and he ended up opening up his eyes. The mom found out, or I don't know if she opened her eyes too.
She probably
which
did.
kind of broke her own rules, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
She seen her son had his eyes open.
Bro, that's terrifying.
She's trying to force this little kid to close his eyes, and the kid doesn't want to close his eyes because he's probably terrified. So the mom and her aunt
Don't tell me.
hold down this little boy.
Don't tell me, bro. Do they staple his eyes closed?
Worse.
What?
The aunt holds down her nephew,
Yeah.
pins him down to the ground, and the mom grabs a spoon from the kitchen and with their hands scoops out her own son's eyes so he wouldn't be able to close them or open them.
With a spoon.
And her hands, yes.
Bro, what?
I swear to God, bro, this happened in 2012.
Ew, dude.
They scoop out this little boy's eyes. He's screaming in agony. The neighbors nearby hear the screaming that's happening in this house. They end up calling local police. The police come. What police see when they go inside this house is insane. The entire room is hella dark. There's only like a little bit of candles in there, so it's like a little bit of lighting. They see the mom covered in blood holding her son. They walk up to the mom, and when they see the little boy,
Is he done?
his eye sockets are empty. They scooped out his eyeballs, dude.
And this was in
This happened in
2012?
2012, dude.
My eyes hurt.
From your own mom, dude. Scraping out your eyes with a spoon.
Mike.
So they take the little boy away, and there's other kids in the house too.
He's still alive?
The kid is still alive to this day, I think.
So she scooped him clean.
She scooped him out clean. The kid is just blind now forever. The kid is, I think he wears like false eyes now or something.
Dog.
They take the kid away, and they like fly him to like, you know, this, because this is like not in Mexico City, but nearby Mexico, kind of like on that, like super far away.
Outskirts.
So they had to fly him to the nearest hospital, which was in Mexico City. The kid could never see ever again. You know what I mean? That's his life is forever changed.
Yeah.
The mom and his aunt, his uncle, all get 30 years in jail.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, bro. And I'm pretty sure the kid had to go to like foster
Yeah, I
or
was just
whatever.
gonna say,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Got put in with a new family because his family was Absolutely
Insane.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, that's pretty much it, bro. Like, the family ends up going to jail, and this kid's life is just forever.
He's just blind now.
Yeah, he's
bro.
blind for the rest of his
That's
life.
like the ultimate form of like your super doomsday
bro.
prepping. And who were you praying to? God?
I don't know. I don't know if it
Are
was
you
like
praying
a
to God?
or
Because if
something
you're
like that.
praying to God, I don't think God wanted you to scoop your son's eyeballs
See, that's
out of
what I'm
his
saying.
head.
I've seen a bunch of articles where some people were saying that they were praying to some demonic type of, thing. Some people were saying they were praying to God. It's weird because when they first, found the mom with the kid, like, she was like normal about it. Like, yeah, how to, scoop his eyes out. You know what I mean? He had his eyes open. You know what I mean? He didn't want to close his eyes. I don't know what you want me to do. The aunt and the mom were kind of like, yeah, we seen like a demon in his eyes and we are trying to get it out. That's what their whole reasoning was on why they did it.
Bro. Why is that everybody's excuse? They always be like, what did you want me to do? There was a demon inside of my 5-year-old son. I had to stomp it out. I had to kill him.
Bro.
You always hear these type of stories, dude. And to scoop someone's eyes out, dude. I'm not even kidding. My eyes are hurting right now. I'm not even kidding. A metal spoon.
How terrifying is that, though? Getting pinned down by
your mom and your auntie.
And then
they're both just going like this with your eyeball.
Yeah.
And then they going to go and just.
Bro, that's insane, dude. No, it's actually, that must hurt so bad, bro.
Dude, RIP that kid's eyeballs.
I swear to God. No, like, I think to this day, like, he wears like prosthetic eyes now or something like that.
Bro,
like,
I gotta hear this kid's story and like what he talks about now.
Yeah,
like,
I
how
don't
does
know.
he feel about that? That it's
Well,
just
he's
like
probably like 15, 16, 17 now at this age because he was like 5 years old, 6 years old when it happened.
Yeah. So he's like in his late teens. But what's interesting to me is I'm curious, what did the whole family that believed all this 2012 shit think the minute it hit 2013?
Yeah. They're like, oh, shit.
They're like, well.
They're in jail now. You know what I mean? So
I guess he didn't need those eyes anyway.
They was probably in jail like, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter that I'm in jail because the world's going to end anyways.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't let me pray to stop the earthquakes.
Yeah.
And then when 2013 came, the guards were like, hey, the new year just happened, buddy.
Welcome to 2020.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2013.
Yeah, welcome to 2013, dummy.
Damn.
And now your ass is stuck in there for forever. Well, not forever, for 30 years. I mean, which is kind of crazy. They're going to get out like 2050 or whatever.
Yeah. Bro, that's so Jeepers Creepers, bro. You took somebody's eyes.
Dude, your own son's eyes.
Yeah. That's very crazy.
That's very crazy, dude.
I'm not even going to cap.
Like, the extent that some people go when they're, like, so brainwashed.
That's what I
stuff
mean.
like
yeah.
that.
You get too propagandized.
You get too, like... And I don't even know where they got these ideas from, but the fact that the whole family was in on it. Like, the grandma, the mom, the aunt, the uncle.
What blows my mind is everybody was down for it. That's what's crazy. Like, nobody tried to stop her and be like, okay, wait. Let's think this through.
This is a little too far.
Let's think this through for a second, okay? Maybe we don't need to scoop Junior's eyes out. We can just get some tape. Tape his eyes closed. It's a little crazy, but we can do it. And then the mom's just like, no. We got to get rid of those bad boys. Go get rid of those puppies.
I see the demon in them.
I seen a demon in them. It's like, really? Did you? I would have sat there, bro. I would have questioned my wife, bro. That dude, whoever that was.
No, the dad wasn't there at the time.
Ah.
It was his uncle. So it was like his mom, his aunt, and like his aunt's like husband or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I think it was, I don't know if that was like his uncle and his uncle's wife. Or something like that. It was his uncle and aunt though. You know what I'm saying? So, or his tío and tía, whatever. However you want to spin it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those is his family that did this to him.
Bro, that's the worst kind. These aren't strangers. You're seeing the person that's been feeding you for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
You've been sitting there watching whatever the hell you wanted to watch on TV out there. And then now the same person that was letting you watch this, and that, they're going to come over there and scoop your eyeballs out. Dog, that is a nightmare. And you got to think about this. The last thing this kid ever saw in his life was his mom and auntie over him with a spoon.
Oh, my God.
Digging in his eyeball. And I'm not even saying he died. That's just the last thing he saw on Earth.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get to,
bro.
You know, he didn't get to watch like, I don't know, Dexter.
Yeah, this guy with Dexter, bro.
Sorry, my bad.
You know what I mean?
He didn't get to watch, anything like that, bro. I'm just saying, that's interesting to me. That's so crazy.
Never saw a girl and made him go like, damn, that.
She looks good.
He never have that experience.
He's never gonna have that. Now he's just gonna be like, damn, she sound good.
Or she smells good.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that might get him going.
God.
Then again, those can get you.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
He would never be able to fucking play Call of Duty.
I mean, yeah.
He'd never be able to play, you know what I mean?
Guitar.
Any of that stuff.
Soccer.
Bro, his life was for sure over.
Yeah, he'll never be able to see the Grand Canyon.
I mean, it wasn't over, but...
Now it is.
Dude, like, your life is completely different. You went from being able to see
to not
to having no eyeballs.
And it's crazy because you had perfectly healthy eyes, kid.
For sure.
And your mom just took that away from you for 2012.
He could have been the next best soccer player.
Exactly.
That kid could have been something crazy.
He could have been the next Stevie Wonder.
Wait,
I mean, not like...
He still has a chance for that one.
Oh, yeah, he still can do that, yeah.
Still can do that one.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? He could have been like the next Guillermo del Toro or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like...
Yeah, bro.
He's making crazy films and everything, but it's like, now this kid got no eyes.
No, me. Mike, I'm noticing a pattern of what you're doing. Like, first you said soccer, then you said Guillermo del... You know?
It's you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but it's just kind of like, just for this kid, you know, you could have threw it in somebody else. Like, you could have said he could be the next Brad Pitt.
Nah, he ain't gonna be Brad Pitt. He could be next Pedro Pascal.
You see what I'm saying?
He can be the next Kobe Bryant, bro.
There you go. Yeah, bro. Because who knows if this kid's like, you know, he's a little tall.
Who knows?
He might be a little bit taller now type stuff where he got some height on him.
Yeah, bro, but now he's just blind. Dude.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Not that he can't do anything with his life.
Yeah,
he
but it's just going to make a lot of things harder.
It limits him
to the next
so
level,
much.
Bro.
Yeah,
like your eyesight is crazy to take away. Bro, I couldn't imagine.
And also the trauma is probably insane.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, dude.
Like you said, his last sight.
Yeah, was his
the last
mom
thing he
and auntie.
seen was his mom scooping his
crazy
eyes out.
Yeah. Scooping his eyeballs out of his head. That's that's so crazy. That's
so
enough to
sad,
flip
bro.
you.
I swear
you know what I mean?
For sure.
But dude, hey, speaking of anything that's just gruesome, this guy would kill people and leave all of his victims' torsos all over Cleveland. And they called him the torso murderer. This all started one morning in 1935 when police were getting a bunch of alerts that there was a dead body like on the side of the road somewhere in Cleveland. So they go to that location and they find the dead body and they're super confused because they could not really identify who this person was because the guy just left the person's torso.
Damn.
And that's it, right? They're sitting there like, who would even do something like this? Because they cut off the head, the arms, and the legs.
Literally just the torso.
Just the torso is there, bro. So they're like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? They start, looking everywhere for this person, just trying to figure out who this could be, who even the victim is, because they just didn't really know at the time. As they're still looking around, they keep seeing more torsos throughout Cleveland because this guy just keeps leaving them. And it'll be like a week goes by, there's another torso. 2 days go by, there's another torso.
Damn.
And they're all over different parts of Cleveland. This person was just leaving them around. It gets to a point where there is so many that he's leaving around. It's like alarming numbers, bro. And I'll tell you the exact number at the end. The police are just like, all right, bro, this is getting out of our hands. Like, we gonna have to get, higher ups involved in this.
The BAU, FBI up in this.
Type of thing, right?
Oh,
so they end up actually getting this certain detective that was like super famous at the time. And his name is Elliot Ness. So this guy is pretty much like freaking Lundy from Dexter. Like, everybody's just like, okay, yeah, this guy's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
Whatever, he's going to come
He's Aaron
through.
Hotchner from Criminal Minds.
Yeah, type of thing, right? Yeah. So he comes through. Everybody's like, all right, but he's going to crack the case wide open.
Yeah.
He starts doing his research. He's looking around trying to figure out who this guy is, what would be his motive, things like that. It seems like this killer was keeping a close eye on this case because the minute this guy got involved in the case, I think a couple of days after he gets involved, he starts taunting this guy, Elliot. He leaves, I think, a couple torsos in front of his like place of work.
Whoa.
Literally at his building. Leaves like torsos over there. So he did this specifically for Brad.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, go ahead and try to find me. I'll even place him right here.
Yeah, closer to you.
Yeah, so he starts playing with the dude, and he does that, which has them even more confused. Like, what time did he come here? After that, they continue to keep doing their research. They're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this dude. Who is he? And pretty much, bro, up until 1938, this guy was doing this thing where he was just leaving torsos around for like 3 years straight. He just stops one day in 1938. He randomly just stops, and they never caught this guy.
Ever
Caught this guy. He just was doing it, leaving it here, leaving it there, and nobody ever found out who he was. They never found out his motive. They never found, even most of the victims, they did not find out who they were up until like 2015 or something.
Damn.
They barely were able to start, now
the
that
DNA and stuff,
we have the technology to figure out all this type of stuff. We barely had technology to figure this out now. So for the longest time, these were just torsos, and they had no idea what the hell this guy was trying to do or what was his motive or anything. And he just stopped one day in 1938. And they said in those 3 years, he probably did it to confirmed 20 people, but they said it had to have been way more, and they just didn't find all the torsos that he was leaving around.
Bro.
Yeah. Which is super weird.
That's insane. And they never found out who
And
bro
they
was.
never found out who this guy was. He just disappeared off of the face of Cleveland. And he probably went somewhere else.
Yeah.
He might have continued doing it over there.
Whoa.
Yeah. But he probably changed his tactic. And it's very like, and I keep saying things from Dexter, but it's very like the ice truck killer in Dexter. It's like, I'm sorry for spoilers. It's like Dexter's brother. He's like this guy that basically, did I just spoil for you?
Yeah, no, it's all cool though.
Oh, my bad, dog. My bad. Sorry for all the people that haven't seen Dexter.
Honestly, bro, like
the stop me there.
The show's so old, bro.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you get spoiled by a show,
you're crazy.
It's your fault. It's your
fault.
fault.
It's your fault.
You
It's your fault.
should have watched. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but pretty much it's similar, and it's like it's so weird that he has a specific style of killing people. And it super reminded me of this because it's just like he just keeps doing this thing, and then he starts taunting this detective guy that's famous, and he's like, "Oh yeah, let me show you how famous you is, bro."
That's so.
Let's see if you can catch me,
bro.
Super weird, bro.
Those are the ones that always give me like, how do you not catch this guy ever?
Ever.
He's literally leaving bodies at your front doorstep,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what blows my mind. It's like, what time did you do this? What time did you go? And dude, he must have been pretty freaking surgical with this. And that, you know what I think?
He must have been a police officer.
I was gonna say he either was on the force to be able to know, like, oh, okay, we got a new detective on the case. Let me play with bro. He either was a police officer or the way he was very surgical like that to be killing
Some type of ambulance driver.
some type of ambulance or some type of like in the medical field.
Yeah, that makes more sense. And the fact that he's able to, leave undetected and not be caught at all and stuff. Yeah, it's so crazy, dude. I'm leaning more towards, like on the force, like you said, because that makes more sense that he would know like the ins and outs of the case. And
that's
everything.
the fact that they got a new detective. Because like in 1935, how would any regular person know unless they go and put it in like the newspaper a couple of days later or something? I don't know. Which they probably wouldn't. They wouldn't want to let the guy know like, we got a new detective on the scene.
Or maybe bro is like a mortician or something. When they would bring him the bodies, it's like you kind of already knew, and maybe you heard like other detectives like you got a new detective on the case, blah blah. And he's like, oh, okay.
He's like, oh, that's good. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. What's his name?
Case. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, I would never make him suspect number one. I'd be like, why do you want to know so much?
Well, if he's like if the detectives always go to him whenever murders happen, they just know.
He could just do it hella normal.
Yeah, so he's all like calm with it. He's like, oh, you got a new detective, really? A big shot from out of town. What's his name? You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Like, wow, that's crazy. A big shot coming to our city.
Yeah,
Wow.
Things like that.
Yeah.
God, that's so insane. Dude.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I hear like small town or whatever the case may be, like crimes, it always just kind of makes me like, wow, dude, that's so interesting.
Those are like the most most insane dudes, most craziest dudes. Like I seen this one story on Reddit that happened in Australia. These two little boys. Oh my God, I feel so bad for these kids, bruh. It's these two little boys, like 13 years old. And this is like back in the day, so it's like they're just out wandering in the world.
Yeah.
And their plan was to like hitchhike or to hike up to this like beach front. Yeah. Out there in Australia, like off the coast of wherever they're from. They were like walking through this area. They see this car that's broken down on the side of the road. And it's these two dudes who are like, looking into their engine. And the kids are pretty much like, yo, can we get a ride up to this beach? Oh, no. Right? And the guys are like, yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, we'll give you a ride. They shut the hood of their car. One kid hops in the front seat. The other kid hops in the back seat, right? Yeah. The kids pretty much like, yeah, we're trying to go down to this beach. We just always wanted to see it. Can you take us there? Yeah. The guy's like, yeah, it's good. Let's go. They're driving. Well, the kid in the front notices that they're kind of not going the original route that this kid had told them to take. They're going on a different route. So the kid is like, hey, you were supposed to take this exit off here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going the wrong way. As he says that, the dude in the back seat pulls out a shotgun and points it to the kid in the back seat. The guy in the front seat pulls out a knife and points it to the kid that's in the front seat. And it pretty much tells him, like, bro, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, you're with us now. Wow. They take these kids to a different beach, a beach that they didn't want to go to, a different beach that's, like, out in the middle of nowhere damn near. They drive these kids down there. They force them out the car. And they pretty much start torturing these kids on this beach, bro. Like, what? They beat the hell out of them. They're essaying one of the kids while they're making the other kid watch. What? You know what I mean? Yeah, they're doing, like, crazy shit to them.
These are two guys?
These are two guys, yeah. Super older guys that are doing this to these 13-year-old boys. They keep on torturing these kids to the point where, like, these kids are damn near already, like, dead. They make the kid that they're forcing to watch. Yeah. They give him a shovel. They force him to beat his friend to death.
With the shovel?
With the shovel, yes. The kid ends up or not technically to death, but like the last of this kid's life, he has to beat his own friend to death because he did it because he was scared that if he didn't, these guys would kill him.
Yeah.
He beats this kid up to his own friend to the point where his friend damn near dies. The guys end up finishing the job. They end up killing this kid, and they bury him on the beach with all the sand. They just pretty much they make a little like a shallow grave, throw his friend in there, and just cover him up with hella sand. And then these dudes are idiots though. They take the other kid home.
To their house?
No,
or
to his
own house.
They drop him off at his house. They're like, okay, we're done with you. They drive off. So the kid is still alive after seeing all this. So he instantly just,
snitches.
Tells the cops.
Yeah.
The cops find these dudes like a week later or something like that and give these guys life in jail.
Dude.
And they go to the beach and he finds the little kid, that
because he tells them where they buried him.
Where they buried him, yeah. And then they said that the kid damn near was even dead all the way when they buried him because they said that his lungs were full of sand. Like he was breathing it all in.
Oh, dude, that's so sad, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So he still had a little bit of life left in him when after they beat him half to death.
Yeah, bro.
Wow,
and
bro.
This kid had to, live the rest of his life.
Just knowing that
his friend was still alive out there, suffocating on sand, that he damn near beat to death.
Wow, bro. Yeah, see, I always think those situations are very dark where it's like, that movie with what's his name? Tobey Maguire, where he is the army guy. I forgot it. Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That movie it reminds me of that scene where like they get kidnapped by like the Taliban or whatever it was.
Yeah,
and
they forced them to
to like fight.
Yeah.
And then he makes him like he's like, all right, now kill your friend. Like, beat him to death with this
Yeah,
rock.
bro. It was literally like that.
Stuff, and then you gotta just go home after.
Yeah, no,
you don't think my brain's gonna be scrambled, bro? That kid is literally he has war nightmares.
For sure. He's 13 years old at the time.
Yeah. And when did this happen?
Yeah, this happened like 1982. So like back in the 80s. And
wow.
Stuff. But like the tortures they did to the kid was so crazy, bro. Like they were getting like leather hole punchers, stuff you use for belts. They were like punching holes into his ears.
Oh.
They were burning him with cigarettes. They damn near scalped him at one point. They were stabbing him. Yeah, they were wilding, bro. And
so wait,
they were sexually assaulting him.
Did they do more to one of the other kids than the other?
Yeah, the kid that ended up dying, they were doing more crazy shit to him, and they were mostly making the other boy just kind of like watch for the most part.
I'm curious, what made them pick him?
I don't know what it was. I honestly don't know.
And they're both the same age, right?
Yeah, they're both the same age. Yeah. Huh. I don't know exactly why they chose the one kid to do the worst and to kill, and why they chose one kid to save. You know what I'm saying? It was some freaky shit. I don't know exactly, but those guys were out of their minds for sure. But they got locked up for life.
Wow, bro. Of course. I mean, you idiot. You tried to bury somebody in a beach. And I wonder how many other people have that same idea where they kill somebody at the beach and they bury them right there. Yeah,
I don't know. But that was, bro, this story was so insane, bro. And it's so sad that these kids just wanted to explore and see their country.
Yeah.
And, it ended up super bad for them, bro.
Yeah. It's such a different time, bro. Especially in the 80s. It's like you were kind of at that age where we were getting more technological for surely, but it was still not enough. Yeah. Where if a kid goes missing, bro, it's your kid's probably cooked.
For sure.
Compared to now, bro, you're finding that kid 9 times out of 10, unless
he's dead.
Unless he's dead, then it's like I'm not gonna lie to you, we have way too much technology to not find your kid. They're probably out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it's like 13 or 14, bro. When we was 13 or 14, we would not even think about hitchhiking to like, you know what I mean? Like for us, it would be like us hitchhiking all the way to like San Francisco or something or LA.
That's wild, bro.
We would never think about that at 13 or 14 years old.
See some random 2 guys working on their car.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna sit there and be like, "Hey, you think you guys give us a ride?"
Yeah, not insane, bro.
Never, bro. That's insane. Wow.
Yeah, bro.
But dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wanted to tell you something that is also very weird. And I don't know how to explain this. This video has been going viral online, and I just want to see what you think and what they think. Let me know what you see and if you think this is really some paranormal shit.
I love these ones.
Yeah,
let
me
me
too.
Let me see if I can debunk
I'm about to go cap, bro. All right. Tell me what you see right here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen.
This happened recently.
This happened recently. It was this cleaning crew that works in like some building, and it's like super late at night. And while they're cleaning, there was some weird stuff that you see in this video. I don't know. So you tell me.
You believe it.
I low-key believe this.
Okay, I know
I'm
you
not
do.
even going to lie. Shut the fuck up. But I'm not going to lie. Bro, it looks too weird. Okay. I'm going to show you right now the way it looks. All right, so look.
Well, there was this one time when I was in this hallway and like. Oh, get the out!
What is that? It's like moving. It's like a white thing. Whoa.
Okay, so what did you see?
The footprints.
Is that not crazy? What do you think about that, bro? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been seeing this all over TikTok. I even seen it on my Instagram reels. People are talking about this like crazy. So I was like, bro, look,
What was that liquid?
I don't know. I think it was some type of cleaning
Diddy
supply or
juice?
something like that. You're hilarious for that. You're actually stupid. You're actually stupid.
Sorry.
But I don't know what that is.
No, that's insane. The footprints is crazy.
Like, dude, because first off, they all just ran off.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And then right after, and it wasn't, and that's what kind of made it a little bit weird to me.
The
It wasn't
thing just
immediately.
forms.
Yeah, and then you just see,
The 2 footprints.
dude.
Nah, that's crazy.
So I'm like this. I'm not saying that. Look, in today's time, there's a lot of things that can be CGI.
That could be for surely Photoshop,
It could be.
CGI,
It could
something
be.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Green screen.
Yeah, it could be. But bro, what if it's not?
Nah, that's crazy, bro. I don't know.
Because like I'm like, look, if somebody cooked up this video, bravo.
Yeah, no, you did good.
That's some real movie.
That's
shit.
some real movie shit for real. That's Conjuring type stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's real life Conjuring
No,
shit.
seriously, because it's like, dog, what the fuck is that?
No, that's crazy. I don't know what that is.
Because I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I've seen other videos. Like, I don't even know if you see this video, but it was like this lady was in Mexico, and she was like on her bed or something like that, and she was like running from something because she thought somebody was trying to come in her house, like break in or something, because her door was like going hella crazy. And then as she's recording, mind you, she's not even trying to record the part that you see in the video. That's what made it believable to me. You literally see on her bed, it looks like a hand goes like this. Like you see on the sofa right here, It looks like it goes like this. And there's nothing there.
No, I did see that. I seen that.
But she's recording right here.
Yeah. I seen that.
And you see something next to her go like this.
Nah, that's crazy.
So come on, dog.
I don't know how you. Yeah, and why would you fake something like that? That's what I always
That's
like.
what I
I guess
mean.
people do just fake stuff just to get a buzz or whatever.
Yeah.
That is interesting to me. The
You feel what I'm
footprints is
saying?
crazy, bro.
And you clearly kind of like the way they formed
Yeah.
was like super
Because that
slow.
little liquid wasn't there at first, right? On my trip, was it?
No, it was there. It was there the
always
whole
there.
time.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
okay,
there the whole
okay.
time. So that's what made me believe it a little bit more. It's not like, oh, they spilled it by accident. and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
perfect. That's so Scooby Doo. You know what I mean? It's like Predator shit. Like I go and splash the Predator with this stuff so we could see it.
Yeah.
But the thing was already on the ground.
And then you just see the 2 footprints appear.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
So I don't know what the hell that was.
That's got to be some ghost stuff, bro.
I'm just keeping
That's what
it
I'm
real,
saying, bro.
dude.
Like, I'm
Yeah, bro.
starting to
I
believe
mean,
this stuff a lot more every day, bro.
Yes. I'm not even kidding. Even the story you told me last week.
Yeah, nah, there's like
Dog.
too much of this stuff that's too crazy.
I don't care what anybody says. That was that kid, dude.
For sure.
That was specific. The hair, the everything. I'm
Everything.
not even trying to tie back into an older episode.
It looked too much like
It
the kid,
looks
though.
too much like the fucking kid, dude.
Yeah, now that one's even
So
the
that's what I'm
same thing
saying.
with the Irene, what's her name? The Pocahontas
yeah,
lady.
Irene Bedard.
I don't care if people say it was a carpet or whatever.
That was the stupidest explanation I heard in my life. It's a narrow hallway with no carpet.
I didn't see no carpet in that
There was
video.
no carpet in the hallway, bro. It was literally just floor.
Like, the carpet is already in the floor.
Yes.
There's no rug, nothing like that you could trip over or something like that. And also,
Bro.
if it was a carpet, why didn't she trip over it? She was walking
Exactly.
backwards.
She was walking backwards.
She's
and
out of her
didn't stumble
mind.
at all. Come on, bro. No, there was something going on.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
There
Like,
was
I think a
something
lot of
going
people are just going to be like, well, obviously, it's the way the camera is looking. So
The
it
camera
makes it-
glitched.
The camera glitched, so make it look like 2 footsteps appeared. Let's be honest.
on. Yeah. Okay, bro. Nah, you're right.
Like, bro, that's so much cope.
Yeah, that's so much cope. I don't know why people have to be like this. I'm
Like,
just being
bro,
honest.
why
This is
can't you
crazy.
just see it for what? Like, those are 2 footsteps
Yeah.
that appeared.
Out of this liquid, this like soap.
Dude, there's no one there to make those footprints.
Yeah.
The
They
footprints
already-
weren't there when they ran.
They left. There was nobody in the hallway
Yeah.
already. Unless one of these guys is a speedster and he came through
Yeah,
real quick.
God.
You know what I mean? It's like that doesn't make any sense, dude.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like when I see these ghost videos, bro,
Yeah.
they're too, some of them are too believable.
It makes you wonder too much.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, it gives too much sense of wonder of like, but why is this
like
thing?
the one you were talking about with the lady in the handprint on
Yes,
the bed?
that was
one's
crazy.
No, that one's insane, bro.
That's insane.
You got to throw up a little bit of
I
it.
have to, yes,
because
bro.
that video is actually crazy.
Yeah, because what made me really believe it is she's recording the hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the shot. It kind of, you could see like the bottom of her bed, and then you see on the angle down here.
So I remember seeing
It
that
just
video, and I
presses
was
in the thing.
I remember seeing the video being confused, like, what's the ghost part of this video?
Yeah,
And then I had to rewatch it again and be like,
was like-
oh, damn.
like you clearly see it.
Yeah.
There's nobody sitting there. There's nobody. She's standing up like this, recording the hallway, and you can hear the door still going. So, and everybody was like, easily somebody's on the other side of that door. That's what everybody was saying, like in the comments. You can hear people like,
Yeah.
whatever, bro. There's somebody on the other side of the door just shaking it for the video, right? But when I saw that, I said, oh, okay, that's the ghost.
No,
That's paranormal
One
shit.
video that's crazy. I think we talked about it a long ass time ago. It's this dude on TikTok. And
Yeah.
It's like his closet is haunted or something, where he's like in his living room.
Yeah.
And the closet door would just shut.
Oh yeah,
Hella
you
loud.
told me about this.
And then the dude is like, I have to use this thing to
keep it open.
To keep it open. He has like
Yeah.
the string on it to keep the door open.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, because if I don't, the doors would just keep
Yeah,
shutting.
yeah.
And at a certain point in the video, he's like, yeah, sometimes it gets really mad. And like as he's talking about it,
It does
like,
it.
No, it's like opening and closing. Hella like
Yeah.
you hear like
I remember
doom,
this.
doom,
Yeah,
doom,
yeah,
doom.
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, I don't even know what that is. Like,
Yeah.
how do you explain this?
This is what I mean.
And he's
That's
like,
what
I
mean.
tried putting up like crosses around the house, and they'll all just keep getting knocked down.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. There's some other entity in that house. I don't care what nobody says. If you're a person who believes in God, there's no way in hell you don't
You
believe in
have
this
to
stuff,
believe in stuff like that, bro.
to be honest with you, because that means the spiritual realm exists,
It has to be.
you know? So I don't know, man. Let us
Jesus
know what you guys
Christ.
think about any of this stuff, specifically this, the alien story, any of these things, man. Let us know. Be careful on your birthday or close to your birthday, just to let y'all know.
Yeah, God.
So yeah, man, we love you guys, and follow us on everything: TB4I Podcast,
Yeah.
Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Follow the page, Couch Critics, and follow both of our Clips channels too. Actually, we have TB4I Clips and Couch Critics Clips. Yeah, so you can follow those pages, show us some love. We love you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye bye.